Hello dear students, it's time for your English class and today we will be starting Unit 2. I hope there are no doubts in the Unit 1 and you enjoyed it. Now let's start the second chapter of the second semester. Bird's eye view, looking more closely at animals. So here also we'll be studying about different kinds of animals and we'll get some new information about them. Let's start it. Activity 1. This unit is about looking more carefully at animals. Look carefully at the picture. List as many things as you can. How many things did you list? Share your list with classmates. List one extra thing you learned from a classmate. There's an animal hiding in the picture. What kind of animal is it? So, students, I hope you can clearly see the picture, if not in your textbook, but in this video. So, what do you see in the picture? Well, we can clearly see that there is a bird in the nest, and the nest is on the tree with some branches, and the leaves are there in the background. What else can you see? Well, whatever you see, you have to note down in your textbook. The space is already given. And there's also an animal hiding in the picture. Well, can you find the animal that is hiding? Honestly, I'm unable to find. Well, let me know if you find the hidden animal from this picture. That will be your homework for today. So now we will move ahead with the next activity. Activity 2. Again, we have the picture of the puzzled fox. In the previous chapter, we had this activity. But here also, we will be repeating the same activity but in some other way. In Unit 1, you looked at this picture as art. The puzzled fox is also a puzzle. There are many strange faces and animals hiding in this picture. This picture was published long ago in 1872 by Currier and Ives. In the picture are three birds that are not hidden. They are in the tree on the left. They are passenger pigeons. Passenger pigeons were once the most common bird on the planet. These birds sadly can no longer be found in the real world. They are extinct. I hope you remember the meaning of the word extinct, that earlier they were there but now that species is done, like they are over, they are dead. Loss of forests and too much hunting caused them to die out. The last known passenger pigeon was named Martha. Martha died in a zoo in America in 1914. So, in the picture of the puzzled fox, we can clearly see the fox and the birds, and the other animals or faces were hidden. So, the bird in the picture are the passenger pigeons, and here there is information about them. And from this information, we get to know that the passenger pigeons, which was so common on the planet, are now extinct. We cannot find them. I mean, that species is over. And what was the reason for that? The deforestation and too much hunting for these birds. And the last known passenger pigeon was Martha, and she died in a zoo in America in 1914. Look carefully at the picture. The puzzled fox. Work alone to find and circle as many animals and faces as you can. When you have found as many as you can, count the animals and faces and record the number here. By myself, I found blank animals and faces. Well, in the previous chapter, I had already given you the answers, but those answers were given by me, and I even got certain comments like there were more which I had missed. So it may happen that you can also find more than me. So by yourself, you have to find the animals and faces which are hidden or which are directly given. and note down how many of the animals you found by yourself. Activity 3. Now sit back to back with your classmate so you cannot see his or her picture. Without looking at each other, discuss your findings. Ask your classmate, how many animals did you find? How many faces did you find? Compare your answers to your classmates' answers. Practice English words for describing and directions by helping each other find all the animals and faces without looking at each other. Now, if we had done this activity in class, it will be more like your games period or your PT period, where we are actually playing instead of learning something. But here also you will be learning how to communicate. You have to sit back to back, like your backs are touching each other and you cannot see the picture of your partner. And then you have to discuss your findings. You have to discuss how many faces or how many animals you found, and you have to make that understand to your classmate by giving him directions, like describing them. And then the next part comes of this activity. Some phrases you might use. Did you find the blank? Where did you find the blank? The tree on the right, blank. The second tree on the left, blank. The bottom of the tree trunk, above the rock, below the leaves, between the branches, and so on. You can give these kind of directions to them. But this activity, unfortunately we are not doing in class, and so you will be doing it all alone. But still, try to practice. I'm sure most of you might be having siblings or maybe having friends in your neighborhood. So with them, you can try this activity. Like you can share the picture and try to find the hidden animals and faces and try to get more answers. When you and your classmate have found all you can together, find out what other classmates found, who found the most faces and animals. Do you think that the class found all of the hidden figures? Record your success here. Together, we found blank, animals, and faces. Well, again, this should be a fun activity for class, but even though we are alone, we have done this activity. So try to do this by yourself and try to communicate more. Like, I know in all the newspapers, there is an additional paper for kids on Saturday, and in that you have these kind of puzzles. So when you get such puzzles, try to solve them with your neighbors or your siblings and try to communicate in English. Like you can use the phrases which were given earlier, or even you can direct by yourself where you are speaking in English. That way your vocabulary will increase and your command on the language will improve. So that's it for today. In your homework, you just have to try to solve more puzzles with your friends by communicating in English. We'll continue with this chapter in the next class. Till then, be safe and enjoy your day.